Hello, this is Adam Beanstock on this rainy May day. It's been some nice weather this. I'm going to talk about high positions on the D and the G string, which I find very difficult. And I'm coming to a point now, why put yourself through it if you're not going to need it? I think you've got to concentrate on things that you can do on the violin or fiddle rather than things that you can't do, because well, you'll never be able to do. If you go back to, because I use the Brock bow, to go back to pre-Mozart, I would say, Rococo Baroque, they you know, there's very little. I think anything's written that you would need to go up or high up on the G or the D string, because you've got four strings on the violin. You've got they used to be called basso, tenore, canto and cantilena, and on the canto and cantilena strings, the A and the E string, as we call them in modern days, because obviously the tuning wasn't standardized. That is where you shift, is on the A string going up onto the E string. So I would focus, you know, doing scales, whatever you're doing, even doing this exercises, whatever. Try and avoid staying first position when you're down on D and the G string, and then just go up on the A string and the E string. You need to get the higher notes, and you know, people might think I'm negative, whatever, who's, you know, I've been called. But I know my limitations. I'm classically trained. I wasn't introduced to Irish music till about 22 years, about 2000 thereabouts. I was introduced to Irish music and had lessons again in Irish fiddle music and at fiddle school in Donegal, and I really liked Irish music, and then I'm using it as part of my repertoire, because I'm going to diversify into French music and anything that catches my ear. I just like to have a go at, see how I can get with it, and accompanying other guitarists. Is having the facility to be your own person on the violin and or the fiddle, whatever. And you know, I don't wish to be rambling on too much, but I've got no ambitions to play Paganini or all these well-known concertos or and everything. Let people want to do that or can do it, let them do it. You know, good on them. But you know, I got up to grade 5 on classical music and I got a grade 5 distinction many years ago. And I never pursued it any more than that. I got up to that standard because you had to do theory and other things, and I was diverted to different other things. But I took interested when I took up Irish music, and that's the standard. I want to maintain my standard as opposed to advance any further, which I know I cannot at my age. It's all about finger spacing. You really get it up here and keep the elbow. I mean, I've been told keep this elbow. And I find this very awkward, very painful position. You know, far easier on the A and E string to go up there. Far easier, you know, and to keep your posture. Your whole posture has to change. You know, I've watched numerous videos, but on YouTube, they've been very informative, very instructive, with difference, whether it's folk music with Kevin Burke, tutorials, and you know, and to even Nicola Bendetti, you know, there's been some very informative thing, and some of them are very useful when you go back to basic techniques of finger exercises in first position. You notice these classical musicians, they focus on first position more because they find it hard. You know, and they, you know, when they go back to basics, these studies are in first position, and you think, well, when you come to play Bach, it's mostly in first position, or half position, whatever, because it's chromatic. Half position, the second position maybe. You know, it's and that, you know, and that's that, and to play that, you've got to be top of your game. So it just proves the fact that doing other ones that can do it, go right up here. All this, it's just so it's superfluous. It's a bit superficial. You know, people might bang me, but you know, is it music? Well, why? You know, is the violin really designed to play 4 octaves on in the key of G major? You know, it's okay, if you're in the orchestra, you might go up that high, but you know, you can share the load on an orchestra, can't you? You know, the players that can do it and others play the octave lower or something to share the whole sound. Yeah, I'm finding that whatever direction I go in, if it's you know, into the folk way, you get into difficulties. You find a different type of discipline. You find things difficult, and especially crossing string and bowing. It's bowing and rhythm, which is far more emphatic in folk music. It's far more important, and you're getting that right hand, getting that bowing 100%, and obviously your fingering as well. But just, you know, coming and strengthening your fingers up. I've been working on strengthening pinky, left hand pizzicato. That's one useful thing that Paganini left. Left hand pizzicato. Well, he didn't invent left hand pizzicato. It was invented well before then with the viols, because they actually could pluck things from the back, from the left-handed, from the strings, or there's different other instruments. It was quite a trend for left-hand pizzicato well before Paganini. So it's it's no secret of his to do left-hand pizzicato, and of course it is in folk music a lot, left-hand pizzicato, especially with Nancy Kerr, styles like that. Anyway, I'm going to take you and I'll bid you happy practicing, and just think you know what we're aiming for.